Hi everyone, welcome back to the live session today. And since we are discussing about the stainless steel crown since the previous sessions, over here considering a situation that we need to place the adjacent stainless steel crowns. In the previous session we placed a stainless steel crown on this second primary maxillary molar, but the situations may arise that we need to place these two adjacent stainless steel crowns with the Hall's technique. That is, we are not doing any type of tooth preparation. We just need to create the proximal spaces, that is the proximal slicing, and over it placing the stainless steel crown. Now in these type of situations, what happens is once you try to place any type of stainless steel crown, what happens is when you place one crown it fits in a good position, but when you try to place another crown it usually pops up and there is no stability between these two crowns even after proximal slicing. So what could be the best approach? See, whenever we have planned a crown, a single crown is easy, that we usually do the slicing and we place the crown in a snap fit. The things to remember over here is, suppose we have already selected the crowns based on the mesiodistal width, everything is done. The first step that you need to consider is create more space between these two teeth on which the crowns are being planned. That is, this proximal space needs to be more so that there is no popping, because the crowns are in a bell shape or bulge shape. So the hindrance comes from that bell shape of these crowns. The proximal space between these two should be more, and the depth of the proximal slicing should be more on the other proximal aspects. So let us see how we are doing that. Hope my voice is audible to you. So first thing is that once or whenever we are planning these type of crowns, we should be protecting the adjacent tooth, as the pulp horns are in the primary tooth very near the proximal aspect. So we need to protect that proximal area of the adjacent tooth which is not being considered for the crown. And now begin with the proximal slicing. This depth of the proximal slicing should be good enough. Just changing the gears. Now creating the depth of these crowns, these proximal area. The second thing is that we talked about is the space between these adjacent tools. So it should be created more. And similar to the other tooth. And now we have created more space, and this is not slicing, this is basically creating a little bit more space because we need two adjacent stainless steel crowns. This was the first step that we need to do. Now clearing off the debris, remove this since we have already done the proximal slicing. Remove any soft tissue debris that have accumulated. Now in the second step, you need to first adjust the posterior crown. So mostly this is what we did in the last session. So this is easy, that it comes in a snap fit, as you can see. Once this tooth comes in a snap fit, still you can visualize that there is a space and the probe can easily pass the interproximal areas of both the teeth. This is what we need. And now, selecting the two crowns, let us first do the D5 crown so that it comes in a snap fit. It is little over size, little over in size, D5. So let us do the same thing with the D4. This is D4. So when we place these crowns, they usually bulge out. So yes, the D4 crown is coming nicely, but it is not going. Little bit more space is needed, so we need to do a little festooning so that it adapts and goes in a snap fit and there is no bulging. So we have already placed the posterior crown first, and then we need to create little bit festooning, that is the gingival counters at the proximal aspect, that is the medial and the distal aspect. So for that we are going to create the proximal spacing on this particular tooth with the help of an acrylic or the stone bar. So just removing it and now doing it. Remember to use the tip of this acrylic bar or the stone bar. Similarly on the other aspect, that is the mesial aspect, again doing the same reduction. So reducing it both on the both aspects. Now let us see, once we have done with the other tooth, now let us see the D4 crown on the, there should be no bulging and it should come snugly fitted. Yes. Now you can visually see that both the crowns have come nicely on all the aspects. And there is no popping. So let us focus on the buccal aspect also. See the fit of the crown, it goes deeply when the festooning was done. So Both the crowns have been adapted. There is a little bit height, that is roughly 1 millimeter of height is in excess, but this is a Hall's technique. So you can visually see that a height of roughly 1.5 millimeter is higher. It is okay, these crowns are adaptable and they would adjust to the higher occlusion in an Hall's technique that we are following. So this is how our crowns look like. So this is the basic problem that most of the students face, that how to place the stainless steel crown when there are two adjacent stainless steel crowns required. So hope you got all the points clear, that we should be creating this space that we talked about more, and we were able to place the crowns. So thanks for watching. If you still have any queries, you can ask in the comment section below this video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.